Well, just had the phone call to go and pick up the little Mito. This is hopefully the last bit of finale for the little Alfa. Basically, picked it up last week. Everything had been put right on it. So we'd again, we thought we had initially a belt. I thought the belt had gone. The vehicle, we paid £250 for it as a non-runner a couple of weeks ago at a local auction. Took it to a local garage. He'd had a good look over it, managed to get it to life. Basically, from what I can gather, is the oil pressure dropped in the multi-air system, which was stopping it from starting up. So basically, got the vehicle working, got a full service done on it. Actually, got a belt and pump done. Simply because I've got no history about the car. Didn't come with any key initially, didn't come with a logbook, didn't come with no history, no MOT. So it's now got all of those. It's got the key, it's got the logbook, it's got MOT, it's been taxed, it's been insured, and been serviced. Had the belt and pump done. It also had a new battery, also had a new exhaust put on the back, because the one that I did have initially was what you call a Hornet exhaust, and it was really loud and it was like banging and popping and all the rest of it. So it actually failed its first MOT because of the noise of the exhaust, and also the handbrake had to get adjusted. So everything's been done. So now heading through to a place in Newcastle. So basically, the place where I got the servicing and work done, he did not want to touch the gearbox. He was just basically said, well, for being quite a specialist box, there's a gearbox, auto box. There's lots involved. He didn't really want to sort of do it because he hadn't worked on one of those before. So, of course, trying to find someone who's going to work on a little Mito auto box in the North East is quite difficult. I phoned a main dealer in County Durham. I phoned them twice. This didn't bother getting back. I phoned them for a price to book it in, get the work done. For a service initially, if it was just a service that needed doing, didn't get back. So I then got onto Google and found Bonello Auto Services in Oosburn in Newcastle. So we rang them and we gave them a call last week, booked it in for today, for Wednesday. I dropped the car off earlier yesterday. It gave my daughter a chance to drive it through, and so basically it's been sat there since last night. Just getting the phone call there. It's nearly 3 o'clock. I'm going to head through to Newcastle and pick it up. So cannot wait to get it on the road, and hopefully everything is fine with it. So what I did notice before I took it over to this place, this Bonello Auto Services, it just seemed, although it was going through all the gears, had up and down the dual carriageway, the motorway, around the doors, it seemed a little bit hesitant at the times. And the car, from what I can gather, had been stood for a year, literally a year, and that's probably the reason why it wasn't starting in the first place. So, you know, I was hoping just the oil or whatever needs to be done for a service was going to be the culprit, and it turns out that's all it was. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that is it. I also noticed that when we were reversing uphill, we live on a bank, that it was hesitant as well. And I sort of going to Google and reading it. Apparently, if the oil's low or degraded, having it, you know, on an incline or reversing incline can cause it, you know, to hesitate, or can cause the box not to work properly. So that should erase that problem as well. So if indeed this is the final part of all the work in getting this little Mito back in fully running order, then I think we've been pretty lucky, considering what we'd paid for the vehicle and what we've had to have done, which isn't a great deal really. We're just basically future-proofing it, in the hope that all the things that we've done, all the works that we've done, maintenance work, the service work, is going to extend its life. It's only got 58,000 miles on it. It's a 2015. It's not a particularly old Mito. I think we're the 6th or 7th owner. I would love to try and track down the history. I might have to go to Alfa themselves to try and source that, because like I say, I haven't a clue what's been done to the car previously. I mean, it might have had a new belt and pump. I had all kinds done, but you know, I didn't want to take the risk. So anyway, we're heading through Washington now, heading towards Gateshead and Newcastle over the Tyne Bridge to Oosburn to pick up the little Mito, and I'll catch up with you as soon as I get a bit closer to Newcastle. So we're just heading over the Tyne Bridge at Newcastle, going over the famous quayside in the Millennium Bridge. We've got the Sage, or it was the Sage on the right. So they're actually in the middle of restoring this bridge. Hasn't been restored for a long time, costing like tens upon tens of millions of pounds. So sadly there's not much of a view of the bridge, to be honest, because it's all covered in scaffolding and all the rest of it. So we're heading into Newcastle now, and the garage is at a place called Oosburn. Oh, you can see the Millennium Bridge over there. Just so Oosburn is quite a hip area of Newcastle, quite studenty. Sort of around the university lets, and there's a few of the university buildings nearby as well. So he's heading there now. I live approximately 13 miles away from Newcastle, so a little bit of a journey, not bad. But like I say, Alfa specialists are certainly quite scarce in the northeast. I don't know what they're like anywhere else, but certainly are up here. So heading towards Oosburn now. I'm just quite excited for my daughter really to be able to get out in it, and she's at work, so I'm going to drop the car off at the car park for her so she can drive it home. She has driven it, but not with the full confidence, not knowing that the gearbox isn't completely sound. Hopefully we've combated that now with the service and whatever else might have been done. I think it's mainly oils and things, but I'll shortly find out. We'll get there very shortly. So just before we head to Biker Bridge, we turn right here. The Tanner's Arms. There we go. Green arrow. And the left down here. So the little Alfa's either outside of the Brunello carriage, or it's round the back at another unit that the gentleman has. But when I was in there the other day, I had some really old Alfa stuff in. In fact, I'm going to have a quick nose in to see if the little Mito is in here. Nope. Nope, but he's got a lot of nice Alfas in there what he's working on. So the little Mito is just round the corner, round here. This is Oosburn. Have a nice market here, and nice eateries, some nice little shops and boutiques and all the rest of it. So I believe it should be around here. Parking's a nightmare around here, like. It's really tight to get around as well. So the Mito has been getting worked on in Red Line Automotive, which I think is part of the same company. And oh, there she is. Up another Mito. I'm going to flash this fella out. So I'm just parking the car up. The missus is following us back. She hasn't driven from Newcastle before, so hopefully this will be a painless experience for her, hopefully. I'm going to get nicely positioned, she doesn't have to do too much messing about. I'm going to get this reverse into place, and then I can go and catch up with the Mito and see what exactly he's been doing. Champion. There she is, so I've got the P plates on. So I had a full diagnostic on all the systems, your moving plates, gear oil and CS oil. So it's come to 265 in total, which I think is kind of what I was expecting to pay really for peace of mind. And he says he's had a good look over it, everything else seems spot on, so I'll get in and give it a go. Nice little 16 plate Mito getting worked on. So, let's get into reverse. Which is where it had its problems initially reversing uphill. So far so good. It's reversing nicely. Just going to reverse out here so the missus can follow us in our little B class. It's a nice little motor that as well. That's a 1.8 diesel sport, automatic as well. Glutton for punishment with these automatics. So I'm reversing uphill there at ease. The other day it was like stopping, so could be on to a winner. Drive, off we go. So I'll catch up here when I'm getting through a few of these windy roads, and I can give this a bit of a test, I guess. Catch you shortly. So getting back to the garages, it's Benello and Redline. I think they're connected. Looking through the Facebook pages. Both obviously working on Alphas there. There's a gentleman called Michael who was working on the older stuff, and a younger lad there called Chris who must be working on the newer stuff, which I guess you could class the Mito as the newer stuff. And service, great. And yeah, I must say, like, you can see a difference straight away. I was just driving the other day and it was just really hesitant, and I haven't given the car, and I know this is quite a nippy little car, I haven't given it any sport at all. I haven't had the, you know, kick down or nothing. I haven't dared, to be honest with you. And I don't know if I still want to be fair. It's my daughter's car and I don't want to be getting ragged all over the place. But I can tell instantly straight away there's a massive difference. Yeah. Mission complete, I hope. We're burning left here, so the missus doesn't get lost driving through Newcastle. So the only time I've really had like gearbox issues, I had an old ML years ago, and I remember getting that service and getting the oil change, and it made such a difference. And touch wood, I think we might be on the same here with this one. That's all it's took. So I was thinking all kinds. I was thinking sensors. I was thinking, is the box going? Is it? Oh, your mind just runs away with itself, doesn't it? Like, some stuff, you know, gearboxes, and I know the gearboxes on here, like, even to get new ones, talking like crazy money. And that was the last thing I'd wanted, like, really, when we've done so well getting the car so cheap and getting the work done, getting it turned around, and to come at the end of it and have a gearbox needing replacement would have really been the sick of it. Especially as I say, to my daughter, the car, she's been dying to drive it. It's been sat up at my mum's for almost a week while we waited for the gearbox to get looked at, because as I say, I didn't want to take it out. I didn't want it, you know, pushing our luck, in case, you know, there was something seriously wrong with it. But touch wood, everything seems fine. So yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is head down the quayside way, which I think would be easier for my wife to follow, because she's never driven through Newcastle before. I used to drive away on a moped every day when I was at college, which was much easier than driving through in a car. You've got the green air thing there, so I have to get in and double check that we're not going to get charged for green airs when we get back. But like I say, I'm getting far, but touch wood, I think seems fine. I'll wait to get to like a bit more of an open road and open up a little bit and see what she's like, really. So we're down on Newcastle's quayside. I have quite a good market here on a Sunday. It's quite a touristy place. That's the Law Court, where all the big local court appearances appear at, I guess. It's where the baddest of the baddest go, I'd imagine, or I don't know, I guess it depends what you're in court for. So yeah, this is the quayside. I'm trying to go over the Tyne Bridge now, and then go over the little swing bridge up into Gateshead, and then head back home. I was actually here yesterday and dropped the car off, and it was lovely. The weather was beautiful. It's a bit overcast now. Some lovely buildings down here, and here you got a Greggs. We used to have a floating boat there, the Tuxedo Royale, years ago. It was like a floating nightclub. a boat. It's long gone now, but that was great. Oh, the single. Yeah, green, 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 go, go, go. This is still behind us in the little Mercedes, yep, champion. We're going to head over the bridge. So it'll take us up to the Gateshead. So this is the swing bridge. Millennium Bridge in the distance there. Got a few bridges. Got the Red U Bridge in the distance, the Metro Line Bridge. Got the Hilton right in front of you. And now we're into Gateshead, heading towards home. Wednesday the 1st of July. So if I think back to when you had the car, I kind of think maybe 3 weeks at the most, and like I say, a lot has been done in those 3 weeks. I thought I could have been looking at months, to be honest. When I first got the car, and I was thinking it's going to be severe engine problems. So it hasn't been bad going, to be fair. Actually quite funny that I had two young lads in a Fiesta and they pulled up alongside us looking at the car. I'd imagine these get like a bit of attention. And I was thinking, oh, he's going to want to take off here. And all I did, I kind of give the impression I was going to put my foot down, let the engine burble a little bit, and they just didn't bother. They just didn't bother. They just held on for us, and actually, I had no intention of taking off, so I just more or less just let them just drift away. That was quite entertaining, to be honest. I imagine it's a common thing. I noticed the coin tray a bit flippy flappy, so I've just taken that out. Let's see if I can get hold of one. So I've just actually on a diversion, and they've basically knocking down some sort of bypasses, overhead motorway things, where you call them, bypass, Gateshead bypass. They're knocking that down at the minute, so the roads are chaotic. So I've been sent on a bit of a wild goose chase here, diversion. And the sat nav brought us this way the other day, and I wondered why it brought us this way, and it's obviously because of that, because of the Gateshead bypass getting knocked down. It's basically crumbling away, so they've had to knock it down. And anyway, what I was doing when I was trying to make up time, I just put my foot down there up a little street. It was only like a 30-mile-an-hour one from the traffic lights, and it actually shifted really nicely, sounded lovely. I mean, I didn't put my foot flat, but it's definitely 100% better, the gearbox. Really, really pleased with done what we've done. I mean, like I was saying to my daughter, like, you know, it was driving, it was, you know, it was drivable, but there's just little things, and if you haven't had it automatic before, you don't know kind of what to look out for, and it just seemed not right, seemed a little bit sluggish, a bit hesitant, and I was so pleased with getting the service done. Yeah, it was £265, but the cost of a new gearbox or even anything else other than just getting the service, it was well worth every single penny. I mean, I will encourage you still to treat it with respect, you know, not like ragged about and blast through the gears, because at the end of the day, you know, it's yes, it's a nice car, it's a sporty car, but I would hate to think that it gets wrecked or gets misused or broken. Well, I've had such a lucky journey with it. So the only real bad bit of news is my daughter's black box arrived today, and I know my oldest daughter, she had a black box, she had a little Igo, obviously not quite as sporty as this. So I've got it in a way, because I'm insured on this, and we're hoping to, you know, drive it like it's supposed to be, but obviously we'll not be able to once the black box goes on, so might be to delay that a day putting it on. But again, it's not a bad thing, to be honest with you, because I don't really want my daughter driving around like a lunatic in this, because, you know, it's 170 brake horsepower, first little car, you know, could be I don't know, could be a bit naughty, to be honest. Actually bought an auto lock for it. I had to get the Elite, that's the key. The Elite Pro or something, to fit over the bulgy sort of steering wheel area, I guess, the horn. Yeah, that's what I call it. And yeah, so that's the key to that. And we've got a nice key there with Pension Monument, which is one of our local landmarks. Interesting monument. Some of these are my daughter's keys, my daughter's key rings. Oh dear, I'm on it. Zebra crossing, sugar. Bad man. Anyway, what I do like about this, I've got it in drive, just in your normal mode, it's not in dynamic or nothing, or whatever it is. And then you just like let your foot off the brake to move forward, and it gives you that boom, boom. So when I had that cherry bomb exhaust on, it must have sounded fantastic. Like, to be honest with you, I kind of wish I still had it on, but where we live, I don't think they would have liked it. But yeah, I like that. It sounds lovely. And the change is smooth, it's fantastic, it really is. I'm over the moon for it. So we're going to continue on. I'm going to open it up in a bit when I get along the dual carriageway, and I'm going to drop it off at work for her and she can drive it home. She'll be absolutely delighted. It's quite comical because she's got her P plates on the front and back, because she is a brand new driver. She's passed a little while ago, but she is a new driver and she hasn't driven much since she passed the test, which was about 2 or 3 months ago. And in that time we've been looking and looking and looking for an automatic car. And if you follow me previous stories, to get a reasonably priced automatic car, it is very, very difficult. She had a budget of about £2.5 grand, and yeah, there was some stuff going through the auction, but the guide prices were like 15, but when they were going through, they were coming out with 2.5, 3 grand, and that's why we took the punt on this. We kind of thought, right, let's just have a go. We've looked and looked, got a bit sick of looking. We're gonna go for this, and thankfully it's turned out. Which has got these P plates on this car, and it's quite comical because you wouldn't expect like it was a new driver or a young driver driving this. Well, I certainly wouldn't anyway. I remember my first car was just a little SJ 413 Jeep, which again was quite a little car for your first car, but was certainly not powerful or fast. Yes, it was a bit different, but I think having the P plates on this, it's going to add a bit of, I don't know, comedy value. Is it comedy value, or is it people going to think, oh, you know, it's a bit strange to have a new driver with P plates in a little sporty Mito? But then again, maybe not many people know, you know, about Mitos, and that the fact that this is, you know, the quadrifoglio verde model, where it's, you know, got 170 brake. But either way, she's going to be buzzing. She's going to be buzzing driving this one tonight. So I'm actually going to give this a little bit of sport up here. See what happens. See what it's like. Not too much though. So I've just put it into dynamic mode and the dash has changed, and I've never really driven it in this mode, so I don't know what it does. I think you've got your bar there for your turbo, I think. It must go up as you put your foot down a bit more. Which I'm going to do on a little dual carriageway along here, and we'll get to it. I'm not going to go daft because I don't want to total the car. Especially when it seems to be working fine. But chipping through the keys nicely. So it seems to hold on to the revs a bit longer when you got the DNA, well, the dynamic mode on. So let this fella through. Go on and get yourself through. It sounds lovely. I mean, this has got, obviously not the exhaust that came on. Right. The exhaust that came with got taken off and it's on a different exhaust now. It's still a twin pipe, but it sounds really nice actually. Oh yeah, wants to be aware, like. It definitely likes a bit of sport. So I've got it in dynamic mode again. Gonna wait till I get it on straight. Give it just a little tease. Not gonna go daft. Just ever so slightly. Yeah, that'll do me, like back into normal mode. So yeah, it just seems like it wants to rev and rev. Seems like it wants to like really go for it, and I'm not letting it. Sorry in that, like, but no thank you. Back into normal mode. Natural even. It's more like it. Really, the only downside about this car now is this. WD-40 maybe, so what do you think? Just about to drop the car for my daughter. She's at work till 6. She's got the part-time job at Tesco. So, only two things that let the car down now is the coin tray there, squinty windows. I tell you what I do like. I like when you turn it off, it has the car like driving away, and similarly when you turn it on, it has the car driving towards you on this animation. I probably use the same on all the Mitos, I don't know. Looks like the battery in the Ferrari. So yeah, that pretty much concludes the journey, I think. Literally. I've actually got some new badges to put on there. Well, they're actually original badges, but in better condition. There's the P plates. Got a little dint there. Maybe just get done with sorting it out. But other than that, got a little mark on the alloys. Don't think they were there before. I don't know who's marked them. Or maybe they were. I've never noticed them. Who knows? But yeah, there we go. Mission Mito. Been great. Just hand the keys over now, and it's down to your daughter.